G'day guys, ZiggyD here. Now, the other day I started my first official live stream the day before yesterday, and I decided for that one that of course it was going to be a Path of Exile stream. But not only that, I wanted to, for the first time ever, play and learn how to play a summoner. So I've never ever played a summoner before at all in Path of Exile in my entire time playing, and it's a completely foreign class to me. I've played in parties with people summoning, and I'm always looking at things they're doing like, what, how does it even work? Like, all this stuff and snapshotting, just kind of all blew my mind. I thought it's finally time to sort this out, to like actually sort of learn how to do this class. So we started leveling a summoner, and I basically just leveled with people watching, so basically viewers would just put random parties together to level with, and that has been pretty awesome. It was a really awesome day of streaming, it was a lot of fun, and I'm pretty sure you guys got a kick out of it too. I'm a big summoner noob, and you guys are always punishing me for not remembering to resummon my zombies and things like that. But that's good. We're starting to break it down. I'm starting to learn some of the basics, and I have a bit of an idea of where I'm going from now. So this video is, I kind of just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update of what I've learned so far, and just how I've been leveling my summoner so far, and what I'm planning to do. So before we sort of move into it, I better just jump back in town so I don't die, because this is a Nemesis character. But the build I've been using, or the build I've been following up to this point, is Sam's Summoner. Now this guy has put together what I see to be a pretty good example of a generic sort of summoner class, and I've just taken sort of this rough framework and used his passive tree, and I'll be modifying it as I go to sort of find out what I want to do. He does some specific things that I probably won't end up following, but it's a very extensive guide. It explains a lot of different summoner concepts, and talks a lot about gearing and different skills and things like that you can run. And the passive skill tree, from what I've seen, is a pretty good generic setup for a Scion summoner. So pretty good stuff. I've been following that, and as I said, I'll be modifying as I go. I've already made a few modifications to it in terms of some of the summoner passives that I'll be getting, like Grave Pact here, and I might also go Dual Cursed as well, and some extra life nodes and stuff I've chucked in here for this build for myself. But it seems pretty flexible and a good starting point. So if you're trying to learn summoner as well, it might be one you want to check out. Otherwise, you can sort of follow my progress and see how I go. I accidentally just knocked a water bottle over. But so far, we're level 33. We just finished normal. Worked pretty well. Leveling with the party worked pretty well. Definitely, as a summoner, the general sort of consensus is that it's very difficult to level as a pure summoner. So most summoners either level as something completely different, or they do some sort of pseudo-summoning leveling process. And indeed myself, we go back into Coast now, mostly been leveling with Spectral Throw, so that's been my main damage dealing thing, so I can actually kill stuff, because summons just tend to die quite quickly. But I have been keeping up zombies for most of the time leveling, and they've been working well as a bit of extra damage, and also as a bit of a meat wall as well, to sort of help keep me alive. And I've started adding Spectres into the mix as well, and when I get a good Spectre, a good base mob type, they help out a little bit as well. I've tried out a few other things, like I tried out Guardian and animate weapons and stuff while leveling, but I didn't find those to be too good for leveling, and I don't think they'll be part of my main build. I might end up playing with Guardian a little bit, maybe using like some sort of Lear cast Guardian that is essentially an aura bot for your party. But I'm not gonna play around with that just yet. That might be something I look at endgame. So far, I'm using Desecrate, one of the new skills, by the way. This is a pretty cool skill. Let's see if I can find it in here. Where are you, Desecrate? Somewhere in here. Desecrate, Desecrate. Well, I can't find the Desecrate gem. Where are you hiding? There it is. Okay, it's a green gem. So this is Chaos damage spell, but it does, it does base chaos damage. I've accidentally leveled it 5 times, but I actually don't need to level it at all for this build, really. But what happens with Desecrate is when you cast it, although it does a chaos damage field, it also summons random minions from the zone that you're in, from the area that you're in. So as you can see, we've got some zombies here. We've got some of the cannibals, and also some of the mud crabs here. Now this is fantastic for summoners. Now it makes playing summoners a lot easier, so I'm now able to use these guys to raise extra zombies and things like that. So as you can see, summoning zombies definitely wipes out my mana. Thankfully I don't have to do it constantly. But we can do this now to summon other zombies. I think I can get 5 total zombies now. There we go. That's thanks to the unique Bones of Allure, which is a nice leveling unique for summoners, or it's a nice sort of endgame unique that a lot of summoners use. I don't know whether I'll use this in the end, but I am using it for now, and I think I also have an additional zombie from the passive tree at the moment. Now I can also do this same sort of thing, depending on which zone I'm in, to try and find an appropriate thing to Spectre. None of the mobs in this zone are going to be very good Spectre mobs, so I'll just get this girl here ranged. By the way, I learnt from some of my viewers that pressing A, corpse targeting, makes it a lot easier to make sure you're summoning the right the right Spectre, and you can actually see what their affixes are and stuff like that, so you can tell exactly what they are. But it's been pretty good so far. I also started playing around with Flesh Offering, which is another one of the new skills, which consumes corpses to boost the attack speed and move speed of your minions. So you can see they're sort of buzzing around right now. When I use that, they pretty much just go turbo mode, so I'll sort of play around with that a bit more. It's also a nice way to destroy corpses as well, so it works as a good an alternative to Detonate Dead that also boosts my minions, so pretty good stuff. I started using the Vitality Totem here to sort of heal things up, as well as running a Vitality Aura myself. For now, I probably also will start running, like, once I start getting some aura passives, I'll probably run, like, Grace or Purity, or maybe Grace and Purity if I can get as many auras as I see. I'll see what I can do with that. I need to get some reduced mana and gems and things like that sorted out. But end of normal, we're just getting the startings of things going. So these guys help keep me alive and deal a bit of extra damage while I Spectral throw around. So it's been going pretty well. We'll go find some mobs. And just keeping up with the different unique weapons, which I'll actually talk about in a moment, because I know some of you guys are probably curious about that. Basically, you know, I'm able to do things solo pretty well, and in a party it works pretty well as well. Even though I'm using like this unique, and I'm using Worm's Molt for life and mana leech to help support Spectral throw. Generally speaking, it's been pretty cruisy. You know, I lose my zombies every now and then. Like the rare will kill them pretty quickly, but I can just, you know, work on resummoning those in between fighting and stuff like that. So it's been working pretty well so far, and I've started sort of discovering how to make things work. Current setup for zombies is minion damage, which is really effective gem, minion life, which is essential for zombies because they just die way too much otherwise, and currently using melee splash. Though I'm tempted to sort of switch this out just for now with like minion there's minion and totem elemental resistance here, which will help them stay alive a lot more, because elemental stuff will kill your zombies really quickly. But later on, when I can run purity of elements, that might be less of an issue. So let's go back to town, and I'll talk about this sort of like idea of leveling with Spectral Throw, because I know some of you guys will be curious, and if you want to play a summoner, it's a helpful thing to know. If you're playing a Scion summoner, it's probably the best way to level, really. You can level with spells and things like that. There's quite a few different things you can do, but I think this is probably, if you have, you know, the bankroll to do it and you can get the uniques, which none of them are really that expensive, then this is a good way to do it. This is basically the process I took. First weapon I used was Redbeak. This has no level requirement, so you can use this right from the beginning. It has decent damage right at the beginning. Spectral throwing with this at the start is awesome, and it has max life on it as well, so you won't die when you're using this. Pretty good stuff right at the early of the game. Screaming Eagle is a new unique, and this is amazing, an amazing leveling. I really love it. It's got life on it as well, so it's basically the same as Redbeak, really high damage as well. You start using this at level 6, so I actually dual wielded Redbeak and Screaming Eagle for a while. And it's also got move speed, so move speed on a weapon is insane. Getting that 10% extra move speed is going to really clear up, speed up the amount of, you know, how quickly you can level. So that's pretty good stuff. So from that point, I used those until level 13, where I started using a limb split. And this is a pretty basic sort of progression in terms of unique. There's these uniques progressions. There's good uniques every few levels for leveling a class that's using something like Spectral Throw that can basically use any weapon type. So moved over to two-handers. Generally good damage two-handers are the easiest to level with, so we moved to Limb Split, which is just very high damage, and it also has Curling Strikes, so that's just like a bit of extra help there. But basically just really high damage, and that's about it. Not too much else to say about that. Next up is Wide Swing, which doesn't have any like special effects for Spectral Throw so much, but again, just really high damage, really nice, easy upgrade to do. So 13 to 18, there's a nice 5-level jump there, and jumping straight onto that. Next one I used was Quattroli, and this one has enemies explode, dealing 10% of their life as fire damage, so it gives you kind of this infernal blow effect on your weapons, which is kind of cool to level with. And on top of that, it also has 46 dual attributes, so you can actually kind of use any skill. Like your skill requirements are nothing when you're using that. So it's a huge, really nice leveling item all around, and works nice with Spectral Throw as well because of that high fizz damage. So from there, the next weapon from 22 was the Joffrey's Baptism, which the level of Joffrey's Baptism, if I take these actual gems out, I think I used Quattroli for a bit longer than I should have. It's only a 5-level gap, so I got the Joffrey's a little bit later, but we started using this now. So this has been the progression so far for normal. If you can get these weapons lined up, if you want a really fast and easy leveling progression, then lining up these uniques, you know, they're all like a couple chaos each, like less than, you know, like Redbeak costs nothing, Screaming Eagle probably doesn't cost too much either, and these ones ones are all like, you know, an Alch or a Chaos or something, I imagine. So maybe a couple Chaos for Joffreys, but in general, pretty cheap items, and if you can line those up, you'll have a nice, smooth, easy leveling progression. But it's been pretty good. I'll keep you guys updated. I've sort of formed a bit of a shopping list of things that I want moving forwards, or things that I need to get. I need to get these gems and start leveling them for so I can sort of play around with a few different things. And these are some gear I'll look at getting for the build. But if you guys want to stop by the stream, I'll be streaming today. This video should go up before the stream. I'll be streaming today, and we'll be working on this some more. And if you guys are there, we'll also be able to, you know, level as a party as well. I'll be leveling with viewers some more. So it's been a lot of fun. Hopefully you stop by the live stream, and I'll keep you guys updated on how the build goes on YouTube as well. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.